Otaku Dudes, welcome back to the channel. We're gonna do the recommendations for the month, or everything I wasted away rotting on my couch this month for. This is September 2023 recommendations. Spooky season is upon us, guys, and it's fall time. Basically sweater weather and cozy meal time. And most of my time has been trying to figure out how to play an RPG, which I don't really play.
It's my favorite fantasy talking, level counting, statistics and graph paper involving game of all time. Dungeons, dungeons, and more dungeons. Do you want to play it with me?
Well, I do like unicorns, and that hot elf looks promising.
Last time I played an RPG was Genshin Impact, and I've kind of gotten tired of that one. But I got Baldur's Gate, and we're all obsessed with it now. So there we go. For the yes section, Teen Titans, The Judas Contract. I adore the Teen Titans, and this is a fun story to add to the franchise, and it was really great. Love the animation. Made in Manhattan. Cute little rom-com about a maid in a hotel pretending to be rich and romancing a guy that works at the hotel because she starts, you know, the normal formula with these romance movies, but it's very cute. Gray matter. This girl and her mother have psychic powers. It's kind of not really explained, but I think it's more like a psychic power thing. And the story and her character arc are very, very well done, and I thought it was a really good movie. School of Spirits. Show was amazingly paced, I believe based on a book. I could be wrong. However, it's a bunch of ghosts that existing in the school where they died because a bunch of kids have died in this school. It honestly should be shut down by this point, but you know, whatever, for sake of whatever. And our main character, she doesn't really know how she died, and you basically go with her piecing together how she died. And the season ended on a little bit of a cliffhanger, so I do hope we get another one, but I'm not quite sure. Scariest Monsters in America. I love things like this. I love learning about new monsters and creatures and all the lore to go with it. I love stuff like that. No matter what culture, I find it very interesting. Love and Tepel, I think that's how you say that. This was so damn cute. I love small little romance stories like this. I just found it really nice. Spy. I watched this back when it first came out, of course, but I had long forgotten how hilarious this movie was, and I think movies like this need to be made more again. I haven't really found a lot of movies I find hilarious anymore, so I feel like this kind of genre, like this action comedy, I don't know, I feel like they're really good. It's just my thing. Cocaine Bear. I already knew what this movie was going to be insane, and I knew what it was going to be like from the trailer. It's going to be a campy horror movie. And yes, it was every bit as gory and funny as I figured it would be. Sadly, very loosely based on a true story. So, Unseen. This movie was a 10 out of 10. Great delivery, great pace, characters, everything. Two girls are FaceTiming each other in hopes of stopping one of the girls from being killed by this piece of shit man. A lot of the things he said, I was like, how basic of you. Truman Show. Great idea for a story. I like the idea that everything is the show and everyone is in on it, but you honestly don't know what part is real and what part's the show. And it's a really scary thought, actually. Red, White, and Royal Blue. I wanted to read this book. It was on my read list for a while. And yeah, it's so sweet and creative and funny. Everything a romance movie should be. And I found it really cute. Cute idea. Loved it. Masked Girl. The show turned a lot more twisty than I originally thought it was going to be. This girl who isn't conventionally attractive wears a mask and does like viral girl lives. I'm not really sure like why she did them. I think she was just doing like lives with this mask on and things like that. And people like become her stalker, people are in love with her, like it's just a whole bunch. It's really twisty. Killer Book Club. A group of kids in a book club band together when a killer is on the loose. Turns out one of them is trying to become a famous writer by making their lives a real life horror. Kind of like, basically, I think we were supposed to trying to do what happened with Scream. So like the book series that Gale Weathers made from the original murders. they were trying to do that, like create some kind of horrible incident that they could write books off of, which is so stupid. You could just write the story of the book instead of, but whatever. The King Who Never Was, a documentary about a prince that never became king. After this, I'm not sure if he actually did the crime or not. I don't know. You are so not invited to my bar mitzvah. This movie's hilarious and stars Adam Sandler's daughter. Her character was selfish and horrible most of the movie, but she does get better and has a really good arc. And I thought this movie was just lighthearted and cute. Paradise. The whole movie's a sci-fi trip, and I promise you won't be able to see anything coming. Would recommend. It's very long, and yeah. Fatale. This is a great way to see why cheating is never okay, and is literally all your fault if you do it and you invite crazy into your life. Like, this man, everything that he did, he kept doing to making it worse. So this man's life fell apart because he cheated. That's basically what it is. Love, Death, and Robots. This anthology series is so cute and has a lot of creativity behind it. Like, I appreciate all of the work that went into each animation and each story. Like, some of the animation was downright beautiful. And then some of the stories were just really, like, captivating. Like, each one, like, I thought that was just a really creative idea. Dragonair Academy. So in this world, people, like, have dragons inside of them, and they go to a magical school. Your normal fantasy magical school show. The Lair, a creature feature with fun characters and good writing. And the creature actually is kind of creepy, so that's cool. The Flash. I'm a big believer in separating the art from the artist. Yeah, Ezra Miller is in trouble right now, but I ignored that while watching the movie and just watched the movie for the movie. Everyone said it was really bad, but it's not that bad. I know most of the things where the writing was bad, the CGI was bad. Yeah, the CGI is bad. I can I can say that it looks better like watching a CW show. The CGI was pretty bad for a big movie. However, I feel like the idea of the multiverse thing that they did in there actually worked with this story a little bit, but I wish DC would stop trying to always make a multiverse and create a universe, and they should just worry about making a good movie. And Supergirl in this movie was fine. She could Krypton me. Yeah, I think, well, they were calling her the girl Superman, but I'm like, but she said her name was Kara, so it's Supergirl. But yeah, she's fine. The Fire That Took Her. This documentary literally broke my heart. I started crying. She should have gotten more justice, this poor thing. It really, it makes me mad. The justice system is so broken that criminals and victims often get hurt, which is not how things should be. The Little Mermaid. The Little Mermaid is my favorite Disney princess movie. Sad I didn't get to go see this at the theater, which I wanted to really bad, but I didn't get to it. People said the CGI was really bad in this movie as well, and oh my god, it's not that bad. It really isn't. Like, I think we've gotten so used to being like, oh my god, the CGI is bad, because we hate CGI. Yeah, you hate CGI, but at the same time, how else are they going to create the effect that they're underwater? You wanted them to actually film in the water and have hypothermia, and then, you know, like, it's not, no. I really don't think it was that bad. Yeah, it was noticeably not great, but at the same time, like, it's fine. Like, it's not so bad that you can't watch the movie. All of it was fine. The only thing I hated about the remake was Scuttle's rap. It was so ew, it immediately pulled me out of the movie. I hated Scuttle's voice. Girl Happy. This is a cute little fun musical starring Elvis. It is very sweet. Poisoned, the dirty truth about your food. My district manager wanted all of us managers to watch this. Because I do work at a restaurant, and I thought it was funny, but its stuff in here was actually, stuff I was aware of already, because I'm a certified manager, like, with, like, I had to take, like, a state test and stuff, but, like, no, I'm, like, done, like, I'm aware of all of this foodborne illness, and all this, like, how to, like, prevent it, like, I'm aware of all of it, but after watching that, I'm, like, never buying bag lettuce again. Like, that was just disgusting. Buzzkill. Alter is one of my favorite short film channels on YouTube, and I checked them out. This one was about, like, a bug inside of this girl's eye, and it just goes off, but I think that it's cool they do animation movies sometimes. Beautiful Disaster. This is pure Wattpad cheese, and I love all of it. So enjoyable and fun to watch. I'll watch movies like this every time. Like, they're just so, like, cheesy, but hilarious. Last Call, when a serial killer stalks queer New York. This is sad. This documentary shows of a case where a serial killer was targeting gay men. Star 80, the OG Stalker movie about a manipulative man. I never saw Eric Roberts in a movie so young before, but he killed this role. He was a little too good at this role. Scott's Honor, The Secret Files of Boy Scouts of America. I've watched another documentary on this, and it's still so sad. Like, please don't put your sons in this program. Like, if I ever had a son, they would never go into this because it's just disgusting, the kind of people they allowed to work there. Praise PD! This show is such a creative idea. A girl inherits her father's cult town. Like, it's a whole town with a cult in it, and she inherits it when he dies from her dad. It's such an interesting storyline. And PD isn't like a perfect character, but I don't know. I feel like she's actually kind of believable. Like, she isn't completely an evil person. And her love interest in this, I'm down for it. I love stuff like that. Death Becomes Her. First of all, the effects for this movie were amazing. They stand up today, especially amazing for the time that this movie was made. These women take a magical potion and they become eternal. But it's like a comedy, so it's just done really well. And the effects, like I said, amazing. Red Eye. I watched this for Cillian Murphy, but stayed for Rachel McAdams acting, because she killed this movie. Elemental. This movie was so creative and precious. The romance was so sweet. I was crying most of the movie. The marketing team ruined this movie because I never saw anything about it, which is really sad because this movie is so good. This movie is amazing. I would say it's honestly one of like, I think Pixar made this one. I would say it's one of Pixar's like top movies, and it was so freaking cute. One Piece. I've wanted to watch this show literally for so long, but I didn't want to because I know I get bored of things when they're too long, and I feel like nothing is longer than One Piece, so I did not want to start it. But after watching this live action, I might in the future. Once I kind of get my watch list down quite a bit, I might start One Piece. It was literally amazing. The costumes, the acting, and oh my god, I don't know how faithful any of this was to the original anime or manga, but it seemed like it was doing a really good job, and I've heard good things about it, but I really like it. I gave it a chance because I saw live action Zorro and Jesus Lord. Cook Off. I think this was an independent film, and the way it was filmed like a reality show was hilarious. Honestly, this movie was so funny, and it's such a creative idea. Once Upon a Crime. This cute little movie takes classic fairy tales as the baseline for the story. Like, Red Riding Hood is the detective and Cinderella is the killer, and I thought it was a really cool way to like incorporate things. Tiger 24. This is about a man-eating tiger and what became of it. Shanghai Noon and Shanghai Nights. This is basically Western Rush Hour, and it's amazing. Scissor 7 Season 4, one of my favorite series, continued. Sadly, just like Season 3, they gave us crumbs. Just crumbs. Not enough. However, I think a movie is coming out soon, I hope. I really like this show. They just don't give enough. Like, Season 1 and like half of Season 2 gave you so much, and then Season 3 and Season 4 just a little bit at a time. The School of Good and Evil. Another great story in the world of fairy tales. There is a school where the villains and heroes go. The whole concept is really cool. Like, I thought, and the set design and just how everything looked, it was really beautiful, very well done, like very creative. I don't know if it's based on a book or not. I feel like it is. It has a book vibe to it. Works really well. Rosa Perel's Tapes. Another documentary. I think that the person convicted is innocent, but what can I say? I just watched a documentary on Netflix. Meh. From Hell. It's basically like a retelling of the Jack the Ripper case, but with our main character having lucid dreams to help him solve the case. Dark Waters. The pacing was really slow, but overall very creepy tone. Interview with the Vampire. I think this version, because this is the second version. There's an older version, like with Tom Cruise from the 80s. But I think they said this version is supposed to be more accurate or something to the original work that was written. Because they were like all bisexual, and in the first version, Tom Cruise is like, I'm not doing that. So they just gave the vibes that it was a bisexual thing without actually doing anything, because it was a different time. It was like the late 80s, and it wasn't as accepted as it is now. But now they just went all in for it, and it had really good parts. Like, I liked it a lot. for certain parts, but then some parts I wouldn't like because it would just drag on for a while with nothing really happening. I just think it had a pacing issue, but I felt like it could have been really good. And I have nothing for the no section, which is good because I don't like putting things in the no section. It makes me feel bad. So let's get ready for fall, guys, because once fall is over, then it's Christmas.
Finish him!